Hello guys, welcome back to the channel once again. Today I'm super mega excited to be sharing this video with you guys because today we will have to talk about this beautiful and amazing movie, and yes, it is called In Brief. Normally, to be honest, one of the reasons why I wanted to share this movie with you guys because I feel like it was super underrated. I feel like it didn't get enough spotlight, and I just wanted to share it with you guys because the movie is very beautiful and the outcome is extremely good if you ask me. But before we get into further details, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and also let me know your personal opinion down below in the comments as well if you guys have watched this movie and what would you personally rate it from 1 to 10. To be honest, I loved it. I feel like it's very different from the other lesbian movies that I have watched. And yes, the fact that the two ladies came together to help each other out, and so it really help each other out when they both most needed it, is just amazing and beautiful. So let's get right into further details and actually give you all more details regarding the movie. So basically, like I said, the movie is called And Breathe. Normally, basically, it's about two women's life will interact while trapped in circumstances between a struggling Icelandic mother and a asylum seeker from Guinea-Bissau. A dedicated bond actually ends up forming between them because both of them are trying to get their lives back on track. And yes, the storyline is between Lara and Adja. Adja is seeking asylum because of her sexuality. Her girlfriend life got taken away when their love affair were discovered. Adja tries to escape the country with a fake passport with her daughter and her sister. And on the other hand, Lara is a struggling mom whose life is falling apart. She's struggling financially, and you can see also having a love interest with a woman, but things didn't go as planned because later on as the movie progresses, you can actually see that the lady she had a whole husband or a whole boyfriend. So there was just like a flingy fling. And that's how the two woman storyline meet. And I guess both of them are bisexual or lesbian because both of them have kids and both of them like are involved with women. So I will say bisexual if you ask me. Lara gets a job to work as a security officer at the airport where she will be in charge of checking the passports. Lara ends up finding out, that Adja passport was fake, and Adja got basically detained, and she had to go to jail for 30 days. So after she was released from the jail, she actually had to go to a shelter where she was staying at because she didn't have no documents, she didn't have her passport, so she had to go there so the government can know where she's actually at, and just in case they actually need to deport her or find her for some reason. Lara and Adja reconnect when Adja helps Lara's son, by finding their cat. But at this point, Lara and her son was already homeless. Yes, even though Lara, she was working at the airport, she didn't have a fixed position, so financially she was struggling. So she actually ended up losing their house. She was trying to find a place to live, but she couldn't, so she just ended up, living in the car with her son. Adja ends up helping them by giving them a place to sleep at the shelter where she was staying at, basically in their room. So they were sharing all a room together, and that's when Lara was like, wow, just how life is, right? I'm actually the reason why you didn't go to Canada with your daughter and your sister, and now I am homeless, and now you are the one who's giving me a place to stay and for my son. So it's just how the world, how things just happen. Aja gets informed that she will be deported soon, as she ends up getting in contact with a guy that can help her get to Canada through sea in a container after her asylum was rejected. So basically, she was trying to get asylum, but it didn't go as planned because the government felt like she didn't have enough proof that that the government in her country actually tell her to that her life was in danger in this case because of her sexuality. So they actually end up rejecting her asylum, and when that happened, she had no other choice, and she ended up getting in contact with a guy that actually told her, hey, if you contact this guy, you pay him, me, you, and this other two guys, we can go in the container to Canada. Is of course it's risky, it's very dangerous, but we can get it done. Lara actually ends up finding out about this, and of course she wasn't happy. Lara is getting good results at her job and finally gets the job fully. Lara finds out that Adja plans to leave the country, and she helps Adja stop it because it was super dangerous. And Adja also realized it once she was there. Once she went there to the port in order to get into the container to leave, she just realized it was too dangerous and she didn't want to risk her life, because at the end of the day, it was very, very, very dangerous, and it was gonna be a long trip, just them in a container. It's very risky. So when Lara found out, she went after her to seek for her and try to stop her from doing it. And luckily Lara actually arrived right on time, where she actually saw Adja not going in the container and trying to find a way out of the port, and Lara was there to pick her up and to take her back to the shelter. And there's when Lara came up with this genius plan in order to help Adja, get out of the country and actually go and reconnect with her sister and her daughter. Lara comes up with a plan to get Adja's passport back, and when she does, basically the plan was set up this way. So Lara got Adja's passport back. She went into the office, she did her thing, she recovered, Adja's passport. So she told Adja, on this day at this time, that's when you have to embark on your flight. I will be the one, at the window checking the passport. So when you come for your passport to be checked so that you can go through the security, I will be the one checking your passport. I will be the one stamping it, and then you can go to Canada. So after that, it actually ended up working out just as planned. Everything went well when Adja arrived at the airport. In this case, Lara was there waiting for her, and she stamped her passport, and they just had that final goodbye. And that's when they realized that at that moment of time that they really helped each other out of a very, very difficult life situation. And at that point, Lara also already have her job fully because of the very good results that she be getting. So it means that she is fully employed, and now she's in a position where she can afford a living for her and her son, because at the beginning of the movie you can see her really, really struggling financially. She couldn't even afford food for her son and her, living in the car, but still applying for a job that you don't have yet, but you still show up and you have to pay for that application. She was broke just going through it. And then on the other hand, you have Adja, who is trying to escape and go, have a new life in another country and escape what happened to her in her country. And she had to see her daughter and her sister embark while she was left behind, and she went to prison, now to jail for 30 days, and then she almost put her own life in risk trying to get to Canada. It's just a whole lot. But moral of the story is that they both have a happy ending. Adja ends up going to Canada, Lara ends up getting her full employment. And I also want to stay at the beginning of the movie, Lara was the one who detected that Adja's passport was fake, but she wasn't the one who detained her, because she was just being a supervisor. And when she did it out of innocence. She didn't even know that that would happen, because it was new. She was new at her job. She was just taking notes and asking questions, and it just happened. So yes guys, that's basically it. For further details, I would definitely recommend you also go watch the movie. And yes, the movie is available to watch on Netflix. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and goodbye.